the next cybersecurity attacks are going to be done by bad AI. Energy is the limiting factor right now in the AI world.
The next epidemic the next virus is going to be an actual technology virus.
So every now and then China will release DeepSeek and it will, use a lot less power. It will be smarter. They've been working on the side in hiding and they're coming up with things faster, smarter.
It's very important right now to make sure that your cybersecurity is up to date. I do believe that at some stage it's like everything else. It goes up, and what goes up must come down to a certain extent, and then usually the industry stabilizes.
Hey guys, today is going to be a really good topic. I mean, we want to discover a little bit about AI, cybersecurity. We had a few discussions on the side. And Malak, just came back from Dubai, which is like the pinnacle of technology, and they're supposed to be advanced. So let us know what's the insight, what's going on there.
Absolutely. Honestly, highly recommend to everyone going to Dubai. Was definitely a special experience. They've definitely made something out of the desert. You're talking about Big Brother watching, facial recognition, AI being used to its potential. I was at an AI and cybersecurity conference. One of the things that stuck out the most, maybe we could start with that and then we could talk about the AI bubble after. But
this podcast is sponsored by eSky, a revolutionary AI-powered state-of-the-art learning management system for small to mid-size enterprises.
Yeah.
There seems to be right now a cybersecurity war. What the person responsible for Google that was there speaking, he was alluding to the fact that the next cybersecurity attacks are going to be done by bad AI. So it feels like when he was speaking, I felt like we were in a Marvel movie, right? Okay, so you've got the monsters that came from another planet. These are the bad AI. You've got the good AI trying to protect the citizens, and that's literally what's happening. It's the Terminator. It's exactly where
So Terminator and the Matrix movies are all connected. Yeah.
Yes, I heard. Yes, absolutely. Actually,
Pretty cool.
I'd love to discuss those one time. They're actually very biblical. I didn't even know that. Very apocalyptic. So when we go to listen to what's coming next, so bad guys will be using AI to try to outsmart firewalls, to try to outsmart security systems. It's constantly learning. And now they're trying to beef up the good guys in order to protect the good citizens of the world from the bad AI. We are in cyber war, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy.
I wonder if it's the same people building the good ones and the bad ones.
You mean like the computer viruses and the antiviruses? And at a certain point, it was the guys, the antivirus guys creating the virus and then selling you maybe. I don't know.
You know how it works. And I know they're definitely using my computer and my ecosystem as a testing ground. So, it's very important right now to make sure that your cybersecurity is up to date. And believe me, it's a pain in the ass to get all of that right.
What do you guys think? What you think the next epidemic the next virus is going to be an actual technology virus?
Oh, I'm pretty convinced.
Where everything will just be out of commission.
The fragility of the system, we're so interconnected right now that if you want to bring a country to its knees, it would be through cyber attack. Now, I think everybody knows that, and that's why everybody's protecting themselves. Everybody's making backups of backups. They are using different locations that are protected, that are unknown to people to do. So everybody's looking to that. So one of the other things I learned, as you guys may know, energy is the limiting factor right now in the AI world. Major investments in the UAE.
Like electricity and cooling,
Supply of electricity, cooling. So the next data centers powered by NVIDIA are going to be, there's a major project happening right now between the U.S. government and the UAE government happening in UAE, and another one in Saudi. And maybe we can, during the edits, share those snippets with everybody. But that's what's coming. I'm going to get you guys the exact values as well in order to give this. So
That's why a lot of, keep an eye for a lot of like small stocks that are going from, working in the cooling and they're just exploding all of a sudden, going from small to large in no time, right? Because that's the hidden engine.
No, I've been involved in a couple of projects building data centers, and the smaller models and the larger models. And I've noticed from articles and stuff that 95% of the pilot programs just fail. So it's not even companies introducing AI that's an issue, because we know that's an issue at the moment. But it's the actual data centers bringing them online. And you've only look. I mean, at the moment, there's a few experts out there, yeah, but not everyone's an expert yet. So this is where we can start comparing it with a .com bubble and all that kind of stuff. But
$50 billion AI data center project, Riaan. $50 billion. UAE and US joint forces for the biggest AI data center in the world. $50 billion that will be happening out of Abu Dhabi. That's a joint between the White House, okay, and the UAE government. So that's one project coming up that just got announced. Okay, and I just shared it with you guys so we can have the editing team add it to our listeners. Of course, the moment this happens, there had to be a response. So Saudi Arabia, right after, announced $100 billion AI data center that's coming out.
So why, my question, if cooling is an issue and, energy is an issue, why are we building these things in the desert?
Energy. So the Microsoft just relaunched 3 energy power plants that are ran by uranium, right? So
yeah,
we're back to nuclear, because we don't have enough.
Nuclear.
So that's restarting in the US. And then the Middle East, who are sitting on a lot of energy, are all of a sudden saying, well, everybody's going towards electric cars. Everybody's going to try to reduce. What do we do with the energy? There are massive sources of energy when it comes to gas, when it comes like natural gas, actual petroleum, because they're right there. And then they've got massive deserts. Even Egypt is participating in this right now. They're having solar farms.
Yeah, no, I've seen the solar farms go up, and
Egypt is supplying Europe, right?
I just wonder with all of that, with solar farms and with solar panels, comes a lot of cleaning, especially in a desert with the sandstorms and all that kind of stuff. So you got a lot of like costs going into it. So I wonder how that's going to transfer to the end user. You know what I mean?
So I hear you guys talk, and I see where you're heading, but we keep hearing about the AI bubble. Now, is this just something, because I keep seeing, not just you guys, but I see 50-50, and I hear people saying, well, there's going to definitely be a crash, and others are saying, no, this is just the beginning of the AI. It's going to explode. There are people like Michael Burry, that are, definitely on more the pessimistic side of this whole thing. There's people, billionaires.
It's not pessimistic, it's apocalyptic, dude.
Yeah, there's
it's a $1.1 billion short. That's apocalyptic.
But then why? That's the thing that I'm wondering. Like, is these things just overvalued? And are we looking at something that we know too little about, and we're investing in something that we don't know much about, and then this is going to be the end of it? you got people, like you said, billionaires that are cashing out. So where do you guys stand with this? Like, I mean, what do we know? Because on one side, yes, they are increasing all of the technology around it. So there's got to be something strong, pushing towards the expansion of AI in the world. So why would there be a bubble?
You know, what's interesting, you look at the numbers that these guys are throwing around because, I'm just looking at the $1 billion short, the $1.1 billion short. But if you look at the amount of just sheer capex getting invested in them at the moment, it's predicted to be 3 trillion by the year 2028. So, in my opinion, we're definitely in a bubble, but that bubble can either grow or it can pop. So for me at the moment, I think it's the same as .com, the same as the green rush, same as, we've had a few events over the last 20 years or 30 years. But if you look at it, it's like that first initial, uptake. It's like, okay, let's do this. This is the future of humanity. And with that, the same as with the .com stuff, comes all the doomsday predictions, and everything's going to be a stuff up and people are going to lose their jobs and all that kind of stuff. And I do know that there's a lot of, there's thousands of people already getting let go from their jobs, but you wonder how much rigor gets put in the background to say, okay, well, hey, we're going to introduce AI. We already know what we're doing with it, which I highly doubt because most companies don't. And their data is so poor that the results they're going to get from that, no wonder 95% of it fails. But if you look at it at the end of the day, for me personally, I think it's a great investment at the moment. It's going up. Everyone is in there.
Cancel.org, redefining global consulting, delivering world-class solutions through proven methodology, measurable and sustainable results.
NVIDIA's chips, the waiting list for it now is 2 years.
Yeah.
So if you look at it and you go, well, I'm going to build a data center, but in 2 years' time, the chips are going to be worth double what I would pay now, and they're already going to be outdated by that time. It's like, I do believe that at some stage, it's like everything else. It goes up, and what goes up must come down to a certain extent, and then usually the industry stabilizes. So,
yeah,
you still got your ups and downs, and you got competitors running all over the place. You got, Google's throwing data centers into the sea and starting to boil the ocean.
It's more complicated than that, Riaan. I think. Right? Look, I agree that
I'm simplifying the crap out of it.
So here's the thing. I do believe every now and then you've got natural cycles.
Yeah,
we've witnessed the natural cycles. It happens in real estate. It happens on the market. We've had 2008. We've had the .com boom that happened in the early 2000s. I would say every 8 to 9 years, in general, we've got a cycle that has to restart itself. Okay. That being said, is this the same thing as everybody else? I don't think so. I think there are other elements that we've never seen before. We're in new uncharted territories. Now, Michael Burry attacked two companies. Okay, Michael Burry attacked two companies, NVIDIA and Palantir.
Palantir, yeah.
Palantir's CEO fired back. Can I share my screen if you guys don't mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's very angry at the moment.
Well, he's extremely angry.
Okay. He's as angry as Elon Musk when Bill Gates shorted Tesla stocks.
Well, I understand. So let's listen to that.
It just is super triggering because these people, they could pick on any company in the world. They have to pick on the one that actually helps people, that actually has made money for the average person, that is actually supporting our warfighters. Why do they have to go after us? And I'll tell you what, it's crazy motivating, because I'll tell you why the short sellers are constantly getting screwed by Palantir. Because every time they short us, we just are like tripling down on getting the better numbers, and part, honestly, to make them poorer.
Here's where I think it's a bit complicated. During the .com era, there was speculation about what the internet and the .com will do. You had a lot of investment that was coming in without concrete business models of knowing that it will yield the results in the short term.
Mm-hmm.
The current establishment, there is demand. AI is delivering. I think the one thing that might put a wrench in the whole thing is what China's doing. So every now and then, China will release DeepSeek, and it will, use a lot less power. It will be smarter. They've been working on the side in hiding, and they're coming up with things faster, smarter. Right in Dubai, I met some Hong Kong investors and some Chinese investors that are there to scoop up companies, to get companies that would like to work with Chinese companies where AI solutions are embedded in your things. Okay. So that's where I think it's extremely different. Here's another thing for all those who are shorting the market. And, I heard you, Riaan. I just disagree. Okay. I heard you. I know a lot of people are saying that. Two things to keep in mind. Elon Musk just took the biggest payday package, okay, or he's betting on a payday, $1 trillion with a promise if he makes Tesla, which is all powered on data and AI, hit $10 trillion. Now, I don't know about you, but everyone that's bet against against Elon Musk, their bets went upside down. I would personally not bet against this guy. He is going to make the company work. He owns one of the biggest social media platform, X. He gets to manipulate the market. He's very smart. He knows what he's doing. It's not just about the cars. I think the robots that every household is going to have one, that have cameras, that are learning, that will be in manufacturing. Dude.
Oh yeah, they already started with that. And you know what the cool thing is about that deal is he's backing himself. So is that why backs himself? Because his whole deal is that he'll take the company to 10 trillion.
Mm-hmm.
Or if he doesn't reach that, he gets nothing. So they couldn't wait to sign the deal because it's a win-win for everyone. Yeah.
The only thing that I oppose is that I think it's based a lot on promises and it's not based on actual results from the company. Because if they are lacking like fundamentals in their actual stocks right now, the value of their is overhyped completely. The value that Tesla's stock is going for right now. So it's based a lot on what you wish that this could bring. And I think he's doing a good job to pulling them in, but I'm not sure if this is gonna give the people the equal value of what it's worth in the market.
Full disclosure. Okay, I'm heavily invested in NVIDIA. I'm heavily invested in Tesla. But if you are, maybe one other session we can talk about the different type of investors. So the sniper type, the day trader type, the long term or the midterm guys. If you are the type of investor that is more frequent at buy and sell, the market, there's going to be a lot of volatility. Yes, there's going to be some dips. Okay.
Yeah.
Because here are some things that's making me question my own theory. I don't think this is a bubble. I think we're going to have some dips. I do think I think on good days you should take some profits. So for you guys out there, if you're a retail investor, that means you're an individual just buying for yourself, like all of us on this call. You should every now and then take some profit, at least from a percentage of your portfolio.
Yeah.
Because institutional investors are pulling their money out. And there's a huge big struggle. We can talk about that. There's some videos from Jim Cramer that are talking about retail investors versus the institutional. Berkshire Hathaway sold so much stock right now. They're sitting on so much cash. It is ridiculous. So does he know something we don't?
Because to be a liability, because maybe they're waiting for something that they know is going to pop. So then they reinvest that money and buy some more shares. So, we obviously don't have their budgets, but if you look at
382 billion in cash.
I can go get some change out of the car quickly. But,
Go Lean It. Go Lean It offers a symphony of efficiency through lean services and solutions, driving scalable and sustainable results. Visit goleanit.com.
So we're coming to a closing on the topic today, but we can only control what's really in our control, right? And that's what we want our audience to really focus on. There's a lot of things going on in the world right now, and whether it's the government shutdown, the so-called bubble or volatility, but what we have in our control, and I want us to maybe focus on the end, just about Malak's book, which is Playing to Win. I want to maybe, Malik, maybe you can give us some closing notes, especially the fact that a lot of it comes back to the people's character. We are, this is what's in our control, the person's character. And you talk a lot about character in the book, about leadership, and, especially, employees right now who are going through some hard time. There's a lot of people that have been laid off in the last week or 2 weeks. And I'm sure it's heavy on the families, and there's a lot of mental struggle. And so I think what people need is not more AI, is not, more, what's happening with the stock market. It's really how to reboost yourself, how to be agile. And maybe you can give a few words about how do we adapt to a market that's changing right now? Maybe if you can maybe quote something from this great book. I got a few copies myself. But go ahead, Malak, maybe just to
Thank you, Gaby. So yes, Playing to Win, and it's the blueprint for building a legacy-driven business and life. Being able to win in business without losing your soul. It's available on Amazon.com.ca on Kindle. Get a copy. Let's have conversations about it, because when there is uncertainty, bet on you. Okay? There is going to be a lot of change happening. There will be. AI will make jobs disappear. But there's also going to be others created. There's also going to be a lot of trade. Plumbers are not going anywhere. Electricians are not going anywhere. There's a lot of jobs that have to be there. AI still hallucinates everyone now and then, and you need human monitoring. It still lacks creativity. So some of the things that I could tell you to do is, when you bet on yourself, how to sit, how to critically think. One of the major things I talk about in the book is the art of journaling. I was just giving a talk to university students yesterday, and I asked how many journal. Not a single person in the crowd. Not a single person. There's generations of university graduates coming out that have become highly dependent on their thinking on the machine. Yeah. You have to know how to use AI, or you're going to get left behind. But if you can't think critically without the AI next to you, you're also going to fall behind. So I think if you want to win, learn how to critically think on your own, journal. And honestly, I don't think business is for everyone, but for those who have that nudge inside, start betting on you. Okay. So that to me is something very important. To bring it back full circle with what we started, if you're in the market, you can definitely take advantage of the volatility. There is going to be ups and downs coming up. If you're a long-term investor, well, you know what you're doing. The markets always outwin what's going on. I do definitely think there are tools like Robinhood and others. So if you haven't invested yourself, you can actually go tell Robinhood, hey, follow Nancy Pelosi's profile because she's a public figure and everything is disclosed, and it will do the same thing as hers. And I was just watching a Patrick Bet-David PBD podcast where they did this with 50,000, and the returns, the ROI is phenomenal.
Crazy, yeah.
Okay.
So say she should be in charge of the Fed, right?
having a job
14%.
alone. I'm telling you guys, in the next era coming up, yeah, exactly.
1400% return, like higher than like like any of the stock experts. Or
Well, it's
how's it she
they
predict?
have a say about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna share the clip as well of that whole Robinhood experiment that the guy has done. We'll add it as part of this video. In a world that's going to have AI, information technology, where everyone is talking about standard income coming for everyone, if you want to stand out, get ready to do something more.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get left behind. Get ready to bet on you. Get ready and follow us so you can learn how you could do that. Ring that bell, subscribe to our channel, like it, pass it around. Tell us in the comments, what is it that you want us to discuss more? There's a lot of opportunities. Every market has an opportunity.
Yeah.
Okay? If you're afraid and you're going to stay in your basement, nothing is going to happen. So how do you get out there? How do you win? How do you build your personal brand? How do you build your business? You've got 3 experts sitting here who have their own businesses, who are out there hustling. Let's share with each other. And we have a lineup of amazing stars in our sky that are coming up in the next few weeks. So tune in. Big businessmen, CEOs, investors from all over. We're looking forward to having you guys. Thanks again, Gaby, for the plug-in. Don't forget to get the book. It's on Amazon, Playing to Win.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining in for Stars in Our Sky, and we're looking forward to seeing you again.
Awesome.
Okay, guys. See you later.
Take care.
Viewer.